It's the Grozz World of Sports. Winner take all, loser bakes the bread. All the sports that I have at your disposal. Enjoy. Let's see, for a theme song. Dun, dun, dun. No. That's taken. Nope, that's taken too. Well, no theme song. Just the Grozz World of Sports. All right, we've got spotty action, spotty results from from a house show with Bob Backlund and Roddy Piper, match 2. Taking over here at the 11-minute mark. Oh, Backlund's going for a pin. He doesn't even get a 1 count. Piper won the first match. And they put it on the house circuit, and we're getting some reports. Our cameras weren't there. Backlund was after some forearms was going for a pin attempt. He pins him after the forearms to the back at 15:47. The trilogy has went even. Interesting. 15:47, Backlund evens it up. Okay, in 1969 NCAA football, we have some highlights. Let's see here. Vanderbilt beat Army 56-24. In Brown for Vanderbilt, 79 yards rushing on 14 attempts with 5 rushing touchdowns. That's incredible. Okay, let's see. Florida beat Mississippi State 41-7. Florida State beat Miami, Florida 44-21. Georgia beat Clemson 37-7. Dayton beat Bowling Green 33-26. Georgia Tech beat Baylor 30-3. Mississippi beat Kentucky 22-3. NC State beat Maryland 27-9. Marshall, beat Toledo 39-37 in a shootout. Stanford beat Oregon 48-17. Penn State beat Colorado beat Penn State 31-20. Ohio State, Ohio State beat TCU 52-10. Sorry for that right there. Duke beat Virginia 16-13. Wake Forest beat Virginia Tech 33-26. West Virginia beat Tulane 49-16. Really, the 5 touchdowns rushing is the highlight of the day. Boston College beat Navy 38-14. Let's see. Buffalo beat East Carolina 36-25. Alabama beat Southern Miss 56-21. Musso for Alabama, 26 attempts, 172 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. That's pretty beastly. Hunter for Alabama, 17 of 19 for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. Are you kidding? 17 of 19? Sheesh. Okay. That's Alabama. Then we have Nebraska beating Texas A&M 36-13. Rutgers beating Villanova 34-13. California beating Indiana 48-21. Kent State beating Xavier 38-7. LSU beating Rice 34-14. Miami, Ohio beating Western Michigan. That's too bad. I'm from Michigan, so I'm always going to root for the Michigan teams. 45-21. Houston beating Oklahoma State 48-27. Oklahoma destroys Pittsburgh 49-7. Missouri destroys Illinois 55-17. And McMillan 10 of 14 for 303 yards and 5 touchdowns. And he rushed for 48. But look at Moore here. 22 rushes for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. Boy, Missouri was rolling. Michigan, there we go, beats Washington 51-20. We'll take that, won't we, Michigan fans? Tennessee beats Auburn 41-28. Texas beats Texas Tech 52-0. UCLA beats Wisconsin 43-6. Syracuse beats Kansas 45-20. BYU beats Iowa State 23-16. Arkansas, are you kidding me? Defeats Tulsa 77-10 in a football game. I mean, look at all these rushing touchdowns. Burnett with 3, Blevins with 2, Maxwell with 2, Montgomery with 1, Garber with 2. Whoa. That's just, man, did Tulsa even show up in the second half? Memphis State beats North Texas 40-21. Minnesota beats Ohio 35-13. This will be the only time I do all these scores, by the way. From now on, it'll just be like highlights and my favorite teams, unless you want to hear about somebody else. Michigan State beats SMU 47-20. Triplett, who is, as far as I'm concerned, leading the Heisman early, 8 of 9 for 222 and a touchdown, and 62 yards rushing with three rushing touchdowns. And Highsmith, 3 rushing touchdowns with 196. Washington State beats Iowa 48-35. The Irish beat Purdue 34-30. I wonder, what year was Rudy? I wonder if I could get them, that Notre Dame team, and maybe play Rudy instead of, like get him to play or something. Colorado State beats Wichita State 37-24. New Mexico beats UTEP 51-14. Arizona State in a nail-biter beats Oregon State 29-25. Kansas State beats Arizona 38-31. Idaho beats New Mexico State 37-35. That's impressive. Okay, here we go. We're at the bottom. Long Beach State beats San Diego State 42-34. San Jose State loses to Utah 41-10. That's ugly. South Carolina beats North Carolina 21-12. Air Force beats Wyoming 38-26. And in the last game, USC crushes Northwestern 63-14. We have to look at that. All them rushing touchdowns. 2 quarterbacks doing their job. I bet the defense is, 5 sacks, some fumbles. Okay. Highlights for me, Michigan and Michigan State are both 2-0. I like that. UCLA is 3-0. We'll go back to the main screen here. Let it update. And Triplett takes a bit. Let's go to the leaders after week 3. It's going to take a minute. Maybe. Oof. Okay, there it goes. Replay. Yes, we want MVP. The special teams MVP is Rideout from Boston College. The defensive MVP is Krenel from, I'm guessing this is West Virginia. West Virginia Mountaineers. And the offensive MVP, is not Triplett. It is Hendren, a wide receiver from Idaho. Go Jerry Hendren. Win the Heisman. So anyway, there we go. Up next, we will have a baseball update. Okay, in baseball from 1899, the famous year of the Spiders. And they're pretty much doing what you expect them to do. Through August, the standings are, as you see, Baltimore Orioles, 85-31. I mean, they're the story. There is one other, maybe 2 other stories here. But the story is really the Orioles and how many games can the Spiders win. I think they've already surpassed what they did in real life. But let's look at the batting leaders. We'll just look at the snapshot here. Napoleon Lajoie, however you want to say it, is chasing 400, as is Ginger Beaumont. Ginger Beaumont. Some other big names on there. Wee Willie Keeler. I think that's Jim Delahanty. Ed Delahanty. Jesse Burkett. John McGraw. But LaJoie is the real story because he's only 3 home runs behind, and he's just well ahead in RBIs, runs batted in. So he could win the Triple Crown, and he's chasing 400. So but look at John McGraw down there with 92 stolen bases and I mean, seriously. And then LaJoie with a 620 slugging percentage. Anyway, over here for the pitching, we've got some names that might not be all that known. I mean, Joe McGinnity is leading in wins. Rube Waddell down here, I think, with an 11-game winning streak. And then over here, it says that there's the All-Stars, and then the MVP so far is John McGraw, and he's Manager of the Year. Now, if LaJoie wins the Triple Crown and hits 400, I don't know, would McGraw still win the MVP because he's playing so good and managing his team to an incredible record? And LaJoie's on a third-place team, 17.5 games back. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we shall see. All right, we are doing basketball hoop time, and we are giving you the update for 1973-1974 regular season. They are through December, and here are the standings. On this side, we've got the Celtics are in the lead, 23-12, 6.5 over whoever Buffalo is. Philadelphia, oof, are they even there? Atlanta, 21-16. And then over here, we have Golden State, 23-13, in a 3-team battle with Seattle and LA. And Milwaukee is kind of running away with the division, which kind of sucks because I'm in Michigan, so I want Detroit. But at least Detroit's got a winning record, and they're not Kansas City. Okay. Points. Bob McAdoo leading the way with 29.4. Sorry for all the movement. I'm still learning here. Lou Alcindor is second with 26.9, and he's fourth in rebounds. So that's interesting. And then there's Pete Maravich. We're going to go look at the game highs here in a second. Elvin Hayes is averaging 17.6 rebounds. And Ernie DiGregorio is averaging 8.6 assists. Lou Hudson, 2.8 steals, which is incredible. Then Elmore Smith, 3.6 blocks per game. And here are there's Pinkie Pie, the All-Stars right now. Gail Goodrich, Pete Maravich, Rick Barry, Spencer Haywood, and Lou Alcindor. And let's look at the leaders. The MVP race is Lou Alcindor. He's averaging 27 points a game. I mean, he's dominating. So, all right, now let's look at the highs per game. The high for points is Maravich with 59. Does that surprise anybody? Rebounds should impress everybody. 38 rebounds. Are you kidding? Okay, assists, 20 by DiGregorio. Steals, 8 by Murphy. These are all-time numbers here, sir, or people. Elmore Smith, or whatever his name, I forgot his first name. 11 blocks. Gee whiz. How about these turnovers? Come on, Dave Bing. 16 turnovers. Field goals and free throws are 24-19. There are no three-pointers yet, which I'm okay with. And then attempts. So that is where we are. Go Lou Alcindor and go Pistons. All right, so we are on hockey now. And we're going to give you an update on the 1965-1966 season. And here are the standings so far through December. We're on January 1st. The Blackhawks are in first place. My Red Wings are in second, making a good run of it. Boy, New York and Boston are not looking good. This is an original six season. Can they hold the Canadiens out? Boy, they've been tough in all of these. Sorry for my wobbliness. Okay, let's look at the scores. Here's your point leaders through through December 31st. Bobby Hull leading the way. Jean Bellevue. Gordie Howe right there. I like that. So is Alex Delvecchio. Good stuff. Over here you've got the goals, which Bobby Hull is actually running away with. I mean, wow. And how. And then the assists and penalty minutes and the goals against. And here's your all-stars so far. Bobby Hull, John Bellevue, Gordie Howe, Pierre Pilot, Pat Stapleton, and Glenn Hall. Okay, now let's go see who the MVP is. I'm guessing it's going to be Bobby Hull. I don't know how it can't be. But the goalies is Glenn Hall from Chicago. And the skaters is Bobby Hull from Chicago. So let's see the miscellaneous, where are the hat tricks? Hat tricks, a bunch of people with one. So point streak though, look at Armstrong and Hull with 7 games. It's impressive. So and here's the plus minus leaders. So that's hockey. Coming up, we will give you golf, and then at the end of the updates, we'll have boxing and tennis. All right, here we have round 4 of the Grizzle AA LPGA Tour Dunluce Open, played at Royal Portrush. This is round 4. There's already been a cut. I'm only going to show you the round 4. I'm teeing off now. It's going to take a few minutes, but we'll start down here at the bottom and say notables as we go up. Here we go, teeing off. Let's see if anybody makes any moves. The course has changed to soft, and the greens have changed to slow. Might help some people. Obviously, Morgan Pressel and Faye Crocker they made the cut, but they're not looking too good here. At least they made the cut, though, right? I mean, the wind direction has changed to southwest from west. Yeah, Faye Crocker moves up a spot. Catrionia Matthew. Let's see, anybody making big moves here? Kathy Whitworth birdies her 4th straight hole to move to 4 under par through 11. That's big. She's making a move. There's Lexi Thompson at the top there, flitting in and out of the bottom bunch that have made the cut. I'm just showing the bottom here so that we can go back. We can get better as we scroll up. Hyu Ju Kim is 6 under for the round after 17 holes. Miriam Lee is also 6 under for the round after 17 holes. The wind change has changed from moderate to light. Should help some people. Nothing's changing down here, but it's still going. Okay, here we go. So, notables down here. I mean, well, you can see the names if you want to. Let's see. I'll say people that are important to me, I guess. There's Lexi Thompson, and tied for 47th at even for the tournament. Not bad. I like that. Georgia Hall, also even. There's Paula Creamer with probably her best performance in a while at 1 under par for the whole tournament and 4 under for round 4. That's got to be one of her best. There's Michelle Wee at 3 under. Lydia Ko at 3 under. There's Kathy Whitworth, who we heard about her birdies. She's 4 under for the round, or for the tournament, and 5 under for the round. The Cordas tie at 5 under. Interesting. Tied for 18th. Sung Hyung Park, she's a beast, 6 under. There's Aria Jutanagarn, 7 under. Annika Sorenstam, 8 under and in 9th place. Okay, let's look at the top bunch. So we have Louise Suggs and Anna Nordqvist at 9 under. Bronte Law, Jenny Shin, and Nasa Hataraoka at 10 under. Mickey Wright and Sun Young Yu at 12 under. And then Pat Bradley wins at 13 under par. Congratulations to Pat Bradley. Let's take a look at her scorecard. We're going to flip and look at all of those birdies. Birdies are blue, and the yellow are bogeys. So she played really, really strong. Good job for Pat Bradley. Coming up next, tennis and boxing. All right, our tennis update. We have in the Grozz Ultimate WTA at the Auckland Open in Auckland, New Zealand. In the opening match, we had Mulla Mallory defeating Joan Hardigan in two out of 3 sets. Let's see. Hardigan won the first set 6-4, but then Mallory came back and won 7-5 and 6-3. And there were 12 aces to 5. That match lasted 2 hours and 10 minutes. In the next in the next match, we had Katarina Lindqvist and Darlene Hard. And Darlene Hard won straight sets 6-4. And the aces were matched at 3, and it was an hour and 17 minutes. Then Anna Kournikova pulled off what has to be an upset over Ann Smith. Ann Smith won the first set 7-6 and 7-3 on the tiebreaker. Then Kournikova came back and won 6-4 and then 7-6 with 7-0 on the tiebreaker. And the aces were 8-8, and it was 2 hours and 30 minutes. Then we had Mary Jo Fernandez taking on the number 6 seed, Shirley Fry. And we had another slight upset. The number 6 seed fell. Fry won the first set 6-4. Fernandez won the next 2, 6-4, 6-3 in an hour and 56 minutes. And the aces were 8-5 in favor of Fry. And then I think we have a favorite for the tournament. Lindsay Davenport dominated Bettina Bunge straight sets, even though the first set was 7-6 and then 7-4 in the tiebreak. The second set was 6-2, and it was an hour and 22 minutes, and the aces were 7-0. Then we had what can only be considered a war. Svetlana Kuznetsova and Christine Truman. Truman won the first set 6-4, and then the next 2 sets, as you can see if you can, Kuznetsova won both, 7-6, both sets. And in the tiebreak was 7-5 and 7-4 for each set. And the aces were 7-7 all, and it was a 2 hour and 41 minute match. Just a war. Then we had Yvonne Goolagong, what a name, outclassed Peggy Michel. The first set was very competitive, 7-5 in the tiebreak, going to Goolagong. But the second set was 6-4. Aces were 9-4 in favor of Goolagong, and it was an hour and 31 minutes. And then in our last match of the first half, Silly Awesome pulled off an upset of the number 7 seed Margaret Osborne DuPont in an hour and 15 minutes in straight sets, 6-4, 6-2, 7-3 in aces. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. In the second half, I don't really recognize many of these names, or any of these names, actually. So I'm sure, well, I know Venus Williams. I'm not stupid. So this will be a very interesting second half to this tournament. But there we go. On to the boxing. All right. So here's the the boxing portion of our program. It starts. We're in the junior middleweights. It says welterweight, but it's junior middleweight. We had Nino Benvenuti, demolish Doug DeWitt. DeWitt stayed alive till midway through the 12th round, but he was completely outclassed. On all three scorecards, he was behind miserably, and he was behind 101 to 34 on points, 2 to 13 on TKO, and 66 to 26 on punches. So it was a foregone conclusion. So Benvenuti will move on. Then we went to Richard Williams fought Canelo, and I honestly thought this is my first appearance of Canelo. Excuse me, and he got beat straight up. They tied in punches, but Williams outpointed Canelo 75-66, and all three judges saw it for Williams. So Canelo's out of the junior middleweight tournament. And then we have a highway robbery. Some of the judges are going to have to be talked to up close and personal, because Hugh Kearney somehow beat Felix Trinidad. Even though Trinidad led in TKO points earned 7 to 4, punches 50 to 46, and points 80 to 65. And Trinidad won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 12 rounds. But somehow two of the judges just didn't see it that way. So Hugh Kearney somehow makes it into the next round. Then we had Emil Griffith annihilate Manuel Gomez. He got a TKO victory in the 10th round. He was leading in TKO points anyway, 8 to 2. Punches 46 to 30, and points 71 to 35, and he was well ahead on all three of the scorecards. So Emil Griffith, yes. Then we had Oscar De La Hoya win a TKO victory in the 11th over Toni Braxton. I didn't know she boxed. Inside joke. But De La Hoya was well ahead in everything. TKO points 11 to 3, punches 52 to 35, points 88 to 46, and all three scorecards. And he had a knockdown. Ugly. Then we went to Rocky Fratto versus Roberto Duran. And Fratto actually held on for a really long time. He went well past his TKO number. He had 14 points. Duran had 6. Duran was ahead in punches 62 to 45. I mean, look at the points, though. 114 to 64. Duran was ahead. I mean, it was Fratto that was saying no mas this time. So Duran moves on. Let's see. Then we've got Sugar Shane Mosley winning a unanimous decision over Juan Carlos Candelo. Probably should have. Mosley led in punches 54 to 30 and points 94 to 38 and dominated the scorecards. I mean, this last round alone tells the story. It was a 21 to 0 point. I mean, it was disgusting. So, okay, that's Sugar Shane. And then we had Terrible Terry Norris. Flawless victory over Luis Santana. 8 TKO points to 0. Punches 45 to 21. Points 69 to 30 in all three scorecards. Yes. And then we had Pretty Boy, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just do what he does against James Green. The TKO points 10 to 1. The punches 61 to 29. The points 101 to 42, and well ahead on all the scorecards. Although Judge 2, it was weird. Every round that he gave to James Green, Mayweather had it in points. So I'm not real sure what's going on there on Judge 2. But Mayweather wins that. And then in the penultimate fight of this, we've got Ray Leonard, no longer Sugar, TKOing, or no TKO. He got a flat-out knockout of Brett Lally. He just knocked him out. So, boom. That's good. And now we're going to give you a free fight. We're going to give you Mihaly Katai, the Tornado, versus Thomas Hitman Hearns. This is a free fight we're going to give you for Grozz World of Sports as we send you off. So we're just going to go through the rounds. We're not going to look at the report until the end. We're going to guess. Round 1, there's a TKO point for Katai, and Hearns held the points. Round 2, oh, and Katai got swelled a little bit. Round 2, another TKO point for each, and Hearns slightly ahead in points. Round 3, Hearns again doing what the Hitman does. Round 4, Hitman 9-2 in points, and the TKO points are starting to add up for Katai. He has 4 of his 8. Round 5, ooh, a 5-0 point round, but nothing else. Going to round 6. Hitman Hearns with 15-2 that round, and he got 2 TKO points on it, and some swelling and bloody going on the left eye there of Katai. So this fight might be circling the drain for one of our fighters. Round 7, Hitman leads it in points 4-3. Okay. Round 8, the Hitman 11-4 gets another TKO point. Been no knockdowns yet. And it doesn't look like Katai's doing much to Hearns, as Hearns only has 1 TKO point and nothing on the cut situation. Round 9. Uh-oh, we have a stoppage. In round 9, Katai was just not doing enough, and the referee has to step in. Let's see. Hearns was well ahead on all 3 scorecards. Punches 49-18, and then points 75-26. I don't know what Judge 1 was thinking here. Hey, let's give Katai a gift. So it ruins Hearns' flawless victory. But that's about as good as it gets right there. So that's your free fight. This has been the Grozz World of Sports. The loser bakes the bread. See you next week.